What's up, everybody? Do me a favor and drop a comment down below if you think mid-hunting season bow drops are annoying. And include in there what would be the proper time of season for bows to drop. I think over summer, maybe December, but that's just me personally. I know Prime, Hoyt, and Matthews are dropping bows today. I actually am recording this the morning of November 12th, but it's the peak rut right now. I mean, cameras are absolutely going off. I punched a buck tag yesterday morning. That's why the new divide is nice and bloody in some of that B-roll that you just saw. But I'm really excited about this bow, regardless of when manufacturers decide to do their drop dates. This bow has been absolutely phenomenal. If you liked the Form series or even the RVX series that preceded it, definitely going to be a fan of these divide bows. So we'll get into it. The stuff that's new for this year is really how you choose to build your Prime divide. So the tagline for this year, new bow, new tagline, right? Every manufacturer's got to do it. But the tagline for this year is built different, hashtag. The idea behind that is if you go to Prime's website right now, they have a new bow builder on their site, and you can customize everything down to the brace height of the bows. Print that out, bring it to your local shop, and they'll put that order in. Of course, as always, shops will have the most popular specs on hand, demo bows, things like that. I don't know if they have demo bows out now. It might depend on your shop, but for this year, Prime is going to have a 31, 33, and 35-inch models available to order right now. You guys might remember the Form 34 dropped significantly later last year. Part of that was because, yes, there's a whole new brand new hybrid carbon riser technology that Prime introduced, but also some new machining and manufacturing, and they actually changed their entire manufacturing line to allow them to up the pace of introducing new models. That's why they were able to get the 30 out over the summer, and this year introduced 3 new axle-to-axle lengths, and the plan is to continue to grow that and to introduce ever-increasing options for us, the end users, to order and select from. Because if we're being honest, and even looking at the bows that have dropped from all the manufacturers this year, it's very clear that technology and performance has really peaked and even plateaued. But what still does matter is the form and fit, the accessories, the balance, and the tunability of the bow. And so putting more options in the hands of the customer ordering, I think, is what's going to make the most difference. All of the bows these days, all the flagships, and even some of the more budget friendly options are all really, really good, and I'd feel confident shooting any of them. For me, I've really enjoyed shooting the Primes over the last couple years. The center grip technology just makes it very intuitive and very easy and forgiving to shoot. The buck that I took yesterday, he's at 17 yards, so it was a chip shot, but he was on the move, nice and cold, pulled back, sent it, double lung, barely had to think about it. Just settled into the peep. Now, as far as like what I went with this year, and we'll get into some of the new accessories that Prime released in a minute, but I opted for the Divide 31 with a 6-inch brace head. There's a little sticker down at the bottom that denotes that. I also got it in 80 pounds. I'm a 28.5-inch draw length, and I have this backed down to about 75 pounds. All of the bows that I've gotten from Prime in the last year have come in a little bit hot from the factory. So this one was coming in right around like 82, 83. Same thing with the RVX that I had, and my Form and Form 30 as well. They're about 2-3 pounds hot, but backing this down to 75 with the core cam system, which carried over to this year, really, really smooth. I went with the options that I did because I felt the Form 34 was always a bit big for the type of hunting and the areas that I'm hunting in. The 30 was really nice and nimble. I hunted with it up until I got this bow a couple of weeks ago. Really enjoyed that. Shot a turkey over in New York, like 10 yards. Everything's been really close, so not exactly testing accuracy in the woods, but Really liked that bow, but I found the 30-inch model to be, the string angle, even at 20.5-inch draw length, was just a little tight. I felt like I was really having to crane my neck over it. It just wasn't a natural anchor point for me. The 31 is just big enough where it feels much more relaxed. I stuck with the 6-inch brace height because the 30 was a 6-inch brace height. I shot that bow really well, and so I felt comfortable carrying it over to the 31. I do wonder if I should have went with a 7-inch brace height. I shoot this bow as good as I could, but if I'm a little lazy, I definitely notice my patterns tend to grow a little bit more. So a little bit of buyer's remorse on my end. I kind of wish, being that this is a shorter, higher poundage bow, that I went with the longer brace height, but still plenty happy with this. I'm only shooting out to 40-50 right now anyway. That's what this range is set at. I'm running a dialed strike, their fixed pin sight with 3 pins, and my pins are set to 30, 40, 50, and that's how I like to hunt anyway. So that's kind of my whole thought process between this entire build, is really grab and go. I'm a dad, I've got a 9 to 5, I'm busy, I need to be able to take advantage of, if a meeting ends early or something gets canceled on the calendar and I can get into the woods, I can grab my bow, come out here to the range, get an hour or 2 in just to boost my confidence, and then hit the woods, right? So that's my thought process for this whole bow, and that's what I've really enjoyed ever since I switched over to Prime, is how bulletproof and consistent these bows are. You really set them up and forget it, and that goes for the accessories too. New for this year, and something I'm a really big fan of, is their new bipod tripod system. So this is a 2-piece system. So there's a little monopod here in the back, the little kickstand that just threads directly into the riser, and then the bipod on the front. So you have multiple options for whether you want to run one or both of these. I do like this whole system because it keeps the entire bow off of the ground, keeps the cam off of the ground. And what I like is when I'm hunting out of a tree stand, I can take the bipod off, just run the little kickstand, and then when I'm resting my bow against the tree, when I'm getting ready to set up my saddle, or when I'm lowering my bow down, I now no longer have to worry about setting my cams and my strings down directly on the dirt, because it balances on this little peg, and then the natural weight of my bow will typically make it lean forward on the stabilizer and then against the tree or the ground or whatever else is around. So really like that bipod tripod design. Otherwise, feature-wise, it's very much the Form series. So if you liked the Form series, the 34 or the 30, now you have the Form with more options, some additional accessory features. Prime's new quiver, awesome, balances really well. I actually hunt with this setup just like this. Again, grab and go is my thought process. So the quiver balances nice with a little bit of a back bar, and with that, the bow just holds really steady. Being that it is small, I like having a heavier bow with more weight at the bottom, because I feel like it just holds, it makes it hold like a bigger bow. But feel wise, again, Cora cam system, tried and true, been around for several years now. So center grip technology, the balance, the weight, everything that you kind of came to know with the Form and the RVX series before it. So really a lot of carryover, but now with those additional options to choose from. So all things being equal, very similar bows. Of course, the axle to axle and brace height that you choose is going to be the only factors that really determine how the bows feel between the different models. Super stoked, looking to punch another tag. I'll be headed to New York for rifle opener, but I'm going to be bringing my bow this weekend, and yeah, I've still got 2 doe tags and another buck tag here in Connecticut. So hopefully I'll get to put a couple more hashtags on this, or a couple more lines on this bow in the coming weeks and months. But good luck to everybody out there still hunting with a tag in your pocket. Pulling for you guys, and catch you guys in the next video.